Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight I'm going to give you guys a live show in the morning. I was about to sit here and film like a whole bunch of different videos, but I really don't have time to edit them all. So I say, hey, I'm just going to do a live video and we're going to get this done, and it's going to be bada bing, bada boom. Okay. I'm not really going to be doing that many live videos because I want to curate content and work better at creating like certain type of videos. But for the sake of time and the sake of right now, we just gonna get this live out the way and get into it. So I'm going to cover a number of topics, but the main topic at hand that I'm going to be talking about in this live is a situation that's going on with Tahiri and Joe Budden and her accusations against him and his defense for himself and yada, 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 the receipts that came forward. But before I get to that, I'm going to go over the In Case You Care news. So I'm going to give you guys a few topics of, stories that in case you care, we're going to talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to get into the main topic. But before I do that, I want to remind you guys to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit the subscribe button already. But keep in mind, I want you to hit the subscribe button, but you got to keep in mind that over here, this is an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? Neek ain't Night ain't for everybody, okay? Because we do not cater to popular opinion over here. I give my opinion, which kind of more often than not, it's kind of quite the contrary of popular opinion. So if you are not one who are one of those people who get your panties in a bunch when people don't think like you, then maybe don't hit the subscribe button. But if you are a person who, you know what I'm saying, you could take an opinion different than your own, hit that subscribe button right now, and be sure to check out my website, neekatnight.com. Now that we got that all out the way, let's get into the In Case You Care news. While I'm pulling that up, I want you guys to let me know where you're tuning in from. So down below, I want you to comment, where are you viewing this show at right now? Where you viewing from? Now let's get into it. So in case you care to know, Usher is expecting his first child with his girlfriend, and I believe that she is a record executive. So he is expecting his first child. He has been rumored to be dating this woman for quite a little bit after he just got his recent divorce. And I'm just like, Usher got a thing for them old things, baby. He got a thing. And somebody said that she wasn't that old, but he got a thing for women who look old. Like she looked really old in some of her other pictures. But I mean, she's beautiful nonetheless. And congrats on their first child together. The internet was relentless, and there was all kind of jokes about, his prior situations with the, there was a lot of jokes about that, and people like wondering if she got it, if he got it, and what if the baby gonna have it. Just a whole lot of, the internet is a complete hot damn mess. I'm gonna take a second to shout out y'all. Okay, so I see we got Shreveport, Louisiana in the building, Oakland, California, Nashville, Naptown, Indianapolis. Let's see who else watching. Florida, Bronx, New York, Memphis. Okay, Georgia, we see you. Chicago, Boston, Maryland, St. Louis, Houston, Texas, South Carolina, Alabama, Philly. Okay, we got a little bit of everybody watching. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the night owls that are watching all over. Okay, so let's get into our next story of In Case You Care news. The next story that we are going to talk about is Trevor Noah and Minka Kelly. Now, I don't really know who Minka Kelly is, but I mean, it's some chick that he has been, secretly dating for months, and it came out. And a lot of people were kind of like disappointed in the blogs because they were saying, how it's always like the men who are pro-Black and they're always, fighting for the people. A lot of people found it ironic that he dated a woman who wasn't Black. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Congrats on their little union or whatever they got going on. It says, it looks like Trevor Noah may have found a new romance. Well, maybe not so new to him. According to reports, the comedian Daily Show host has been dating actress Minka Kelly for quite some time, and it's reportedly very serious between the two. Neither Trevor Noah nor Minka Kelly have confirmed their relational status yet, but a source says that it's the real deal. I'm just going, because I ain't going to the site. I'm just assume that they said a source says that it's the real deal. So, you know, what do you guys think about Trevor and Minka? Again, I don't know who she is, but, you know, congrats on their little situation. And what do you think about pro-Black men dating white women? Now, you can date whoever you want, love who you love. You know, you are not exclusive to Black women. But, you know, there are a lot of people who feel some type of way about it. So I just want to give your thoughts. Me, like I said, I don't give a damn. If he like it, I love it. On to the next story. Okay, so it looks like Yaya, who is, you know, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, she has her little entanglement with NBA YoungBoy. It looks like she may possibly be pregnant. Now, somebody was being way too nosy. They was, you know, finding all kind of, you know, stuff that pointed to her possibly being pregnant by NBA YoungBoy. If you guys are not aware, like, she was dating NBA YoungBoy. He had an entanglement with another girl. She caught like a girl over there. She got a pending case from, like, I think she like stabbed the girl or something. And then like he embarrassed her the next week, had another girl. Then he was back with her. Then he had another girl. Then he had a baby. Then the baby wasn't his. And then he had another girl. And then now it looks like she may possibly be pregnant. It's just a whole lot of entanglements, embarrassment. She's young. So, I mean, she got time to get it together. Now, it's embarrassing now because, you know, a lot of us that are older, you know, in life, we had our embarrassing moments off the internet. She's living it. I mean, I ain't never been this kind of level of like, I ain't been this stupid over a nigga. I'm just say that. But, you know, I ain't gonna judge her too harshly because she is young and she does have time to grow. And like I said, my stupid stuff that I did, it wasn't this level of dealing with a nigga that disrespected me on this type of level. But I ain't gonna judge her too harshly. But anyway, so I'm gonna show you guys what social media kind of dug up, trying to, you know, put the pieces together and allude that she possibly is pregnant at the moment. So somebody wrote into the Shade Room and they said, hey, Shade Room. So I was doing some pursuing on the internet, I was doing some perusing on the internet and got some tea for y'all. I think that Yaya Mayweather is pregnant and I have the receipts. So this person sent this into the Shade Room. So they said her friend posted this video on Instagram. I think she literally was trying to put Yaya business out because she literally shows Yaya face and stomach just to say, oh shit, like, come on, sis. But y'all see it though. So in this video, I guess you're able to see her stomach and it looks like she possibly has a baby bump.
Nobody has shoes like this. Or like this. Or like this one. Oh shit. I'm tripping. Nobody has shoes like this. Or like this. Or like this one. Oh shit. I'm tripping.
Okay. So she's like, oh shit, I'm tripping when she showed her. And it looked like she had a baby bump. Then somebody else seen her in the mall. And in the video, they were saying that they seen her in the mall and that she was pregnant. So it says, you can't see Yaya's stomach right here, but her little, they said, snitch ass friend already showed us. The person recording says she saw her at the mall. And in the video, she says she's pregnant. I know y'all hear it. Shade Room.
Is she pregnant? NBA YoungBoy. Don't do. You f***ing with her, and she pregnant in the mother. NBA young boy, you don't do. You f***ing with her.
All right. So, and then somebody had wrote into her mom and they said, congratulations on your grandbaby. And she said, thank you. So, you know, it looks like she possibly has a bundle on the way. And that is that story. Somebody in the chat said, I stopped calling women stupid and start calling them a woman in love with a man and just not ready to move on yet. I mean, yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it because, you know, we all done dealt with a guy that we should not have dealt with. I will say that. And that's what I was kind of trying to say. Like, I've dealt with a guy that I shouldn't have been dealing with, that done did some shit that I shouldn't have put up with. But again, it ever been this level. But like I said, I ain't trying to judge her because she's young. She's really, 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 really young. But anyways, so that is that story for In Case You Care news. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is this tweet that Saucy Santana had posted. So Saucy Santana is he's like friends with Young Miami. He's a rapper. And he kind of got his claim to fame by being like Young Miami from the City Girls friend. And they would have like these lives where they would be, you know, roasting each other back and forth. He's like really funny or whatever. But he is a man that dresses sometimes in somewhat type women's clothing. Like, I guess it's like a mix of men/women's clothing. Like, because he wears purses sometimes, but then he'll have like men's shorts and then he'll have like a blouse on or something. I don't know. Like, he dresses like kind of across in between, and he has like a full beard and he has like makeup that he wears. So he'll like wear full lashes, makeup, but then he has his full beard, and then he'll like wear a bag, but then he'll wear like some men's items and whatever. So a kid seen him at the store, I want to say, and he wrote about this, and I want to know what you guys think about it. So in the post, it says, man, this little boy just said, Ma, is that a boy and a girl? Question mark. And then it says, she slapped the ish out of him. Good. Next time, ask when you get in the car. So, you know, he's saying that good on the mom for slapping slapping the boy for asking if he was a boy and a girl. And then, you know, he's like, good. You know, next time ask when you in the car. So then he came back and says, LOL, no shade. Kids are harmless. They don't know any better, but I love when the parents straighten them. So I want to know what you guys think about that. Should kids be getting disciplined for being confused and asking a legitimate question? Because I feel like that's a legitimate question to ask. If you are borderlining in the middle of both, like, is that something that a child should be getting slapped for and getting disciplined from because a person chooses to teeter between both sides and the child is looking at it kind of confused, like, what's going on here? Is that something that you guys would discipline your children over? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. All right, so we're gonna move on. Okay, so a few days ago, Niecy Nash, she came out and she announced that she had got married again. But not only did she get married again, she was married to a woman. And it shocked a lot of people because they were like, wait, she's bi/lesbian? Like, what's going on? What's the tea? Sis was just married last year. She didn't get a divorce until December. And now come August, she in a whole marriage yet again. People were wondering what's going on. What's the tea? Yada, 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 yada. I'm going to share this little video of them, and then I'm going to read the article as to what the internet was saying about their union. So let me play the video.
Y'all just got to give me the lead in. Here we go. Here we go. I've lost my home. and many people before.
All right, so they're vibing out on their wedding day, grooving and moving and grooving, enjoying each other's time and company. And so it says, I want to give a special shout out to Niecy Nash, this woman of God. I'm honored and blessed in her presence. She's anointed and appointed. She's singing my tune. Catch me, link in the bio. Thanks, Cora. This is for you. Claus TNT, best of both worlds, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, they're vibing, they are in their marital bliss. But then people started to speculate as to whether this was the reason that Niecy Nash got a divorce, being that this relationship is so soon after her divorce. So on the Jasmine brand, they reported that people were wondering if this new relationship was the cause of her having marital issues, and they're saying that it wasn't. So it says, Niecy Nash recently announced her marriage to her wife, singer Jessica Betts, just 5 months after finalizing her divorce from her husband, Jay Tucker. Niecy Nash and Jay Tucker tied the knot in 2011 and announced their split in October of 2019. Niecy Nash filed for divorce in December of the same year, with an alleged 5-month gap in between her two relationships. Some question the timing of her latest relationship. A source close to the couple, who got married on August 29th, say that the pair have had a connection for several years and have been very close and enjoyed their time together during quarantine. The two have shared a special bond that blossomed into love. The couple kept the relationship news to select few and have been enjoying quarantine together. They decided, why wait to get married? The couple is excited about the future together. Jessica Betts reportedly did not influence her breakup with Jay Tucker. A source adds that the two were having issues for a while. Although there is no official word on when Niecy Nash met her wife, Jessica Betts, blah, 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 blah. We ain't never going to the rest of the full story. So were you guys shocked when Niecy Nash came on the scene and announced that she was not only married again, but she was married to a woman? There was a lot of people who were very shocked by it because I guess they didn't know that she was bi / a lesbian or whatever. But I want to know what you guys think about it. And what you guys think about the internet's trying to allude or trying to say that Jessica possibly was the straw that broke the camel's back in her last relationship. They're saying that that's not the case. They're saying that that's very much not what it was. But, I still got to ask y'all what y'all think about it. With that being said, let's move over to the main topic that we came to talk about, which is Tahiry and Joe Budden. So Tahiry, she had came forward in an interview, and she was being interviewed by Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. On this interview, I guess she was talking about being in abusive relationships, and Jason Lee inquired and asked if the relationship that she was talking about, if it was Joe Budden. Now, her and Joe Budden had quite the toxic relationship for quite some time. They were the Love and Hip Hop couple before Love and Hip Hop was a thing. Joe Budden and Tahiry used to showcase, their love on YouTube. Before being a YouTube couple was a thing, Joe and Tahiry were like the blueprint of showcasing their love on the internet via YouTube. Like, that is my first quote unquote internet couple that I've seen. And I used to watch them back in the day. And I will say that I feel like both of them were toxic for each other. I feel like they both, were on the spicy side when it comes to certain things. Both of them were. But in this day and age, if you are a woman, I think that a lot of people automatically exclude the toxicity in women, and they think that, you men are just supposed to be a woman's punching bag. That's very much the message that I see on the internet. I don't agree with it. I think that everybody should keep their hands to themselves. I think that if women are abusing men, I feel like that should be said. And I feel like if men are abusing women, I feel like that should be said. I do not agree when women come forward and they try to play the victim game as if they are innocent when it is both. Now, you have situations where you have one abuser and you'll have, the man beating on the woman, or you'll have where the woman is just solely beating on the man. None of these things are okay. It's not okay for a man to beat a woman, and it's not okay for a woman to put her hands on a man. But what I don't like with the internet is people, they take away the women's role in abusive relationships when they are abusive as well. You know what I'm saying? And Tahiry is kind of one of those girls who she is a person who perpetuates and she engages in abusive behavior, but then plays the victim as if, that's the only thing that I don't like with this, because both of them were wrong. Neither one of them are okay in doing it. But I don't like when people, whatever, let me play it. So anyways, she came forward and she accused Joe Budden of being abusive to her in their relationship. She said that, she had gotten a broken nose. She was thrown down the flight of stairs. And I want to be clear, him doing any of those things is not okay, and I'm not condoning it. What I'm saying, because it's always bitches who twist my words when I say this, is keep your hands to yourself. But I think that women should also be accountable as well. That's all I'm trying to say. Women should also be accountable in shit too.
You had domestic violence that was with Joe?
Jason.
Well, I'm just, I'm not sure which relationship.
Fuck. Shit. Jason, that's a whole other show, because it's hard how do you heal from something that you watch somebody lie about for so many years?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, that relationship left me with a fractured rib, a broken nose because somebody was sending him a message, and I used to always say, stop beefing out there. I'm out there still working. And he hit me on that nose and then pushed me down a flight of stairs. I remember having to talk him out of letting me go that day. I remember having a plan to leave, because the reason why he was so upset was because I was already leaving. Looking through my phone and shit, but I had already told him, give me 2 weeks to pack up my things. And he agreed to it, and then started looking through my phone. Next thing you know, I got woken up by him dragging me from my ankle. I managed to get up from that floor. I remember having everything in my bag, all the things that I needed to have in that bag, my passport, my birth certificate, the shit I needed. That's all I needed to get some money that I had already had together. That relationship left me with a friend.
Okay. So that is a snippet of what she had to say. She said she was left with a fractured, she was left with a broken nose, a fractured something. She said a couple of things that, happened to her in that situation. And Joe Budden then responded. So when Joe Budden responded, he responded and said that they were both toxic for each other and that her recollection was incorrect. He said that it was not him that broke her nose. She got into a fight with another man, and he didn't appreciate for her to lie on him and say that he broke her nose and stuff like that when he wasn't. But he also wanted to clarify that they both were accountable and that she was very abusive to him, that she would beat his ass too. And I see a couple people in the comments and they're saying that, men should be held at a higher standard and men this and men that. And I agree, men can be held at a higher standard and men should not be putting their hands on women, just like women should not be putting their hands on men. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, and my point in saying what I said prior to playing the video was, I don't like when women who are accountable as well, they don't speak on their accountability part in it. And although a man should be held at a higher standard, women need to also be accountable for their actions as well. Just as well as the man who should be held on these higher standards should be accountable, so should women. That's my point. So yeah, men should be held on a higher standard, but men also should not be people's punching bags either. Like, women need to learn to keep their hands to themselves also. But in society, people will make it seem as though it's okay for women. Like, it's okay. Like, a woman could just punch you. You could be their punching bag. But because you're a man, you just got to take it. You just got to take it. You just got to take it. No, the message that we need to send to people is, don't put your hands on people, period. The man shouldn't be putting his hands, and the woman shouldn't be putting her hands. But society, they'll put this rhetoric as, just punch on a man, punch on a man, punch on a man, but, he just supposed to take it. No, how about we send a message that both people should keep their hands to themselves, and women, if they are accountable in a situation, they should be held accountable in that situation. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, Joe Budden, he clapped back and he responded, and this is what he had to say.
What was alleged here? Let me start with, this young lady is a liar, a cancerous, toxic liar. I'm uncertain why she's lying this way. I'm not certain if she is misspeaking, if she has a false recollection of things. I'm not sure what it is, but she said some things that didn't sit right with my soul. We're talking about 24 and 25-year-old Joe, 25-year-old, 26-year-old you. We were toxic to each other. And I'm glad that the climate has changed and we are able to have some conversations today that we couldn't have back then. Yeah. Because today I'm very comfortable saying you were abusive. You used to beat my you threw, you hit me, you kicked me, you did a whole bunch of that's not what was alleged here. Let me start with, this young lady is a liar. You said You said or made it seem as though your nose was broken as a result of abuse by Joe. You were not clear in how and when and why you got your nose broken, and that Joe had absolutely nothing to do with that. You are a cancerous, toxic, clout check chasing liar. You called me when you got into that physical altercation with that gentleman and he punched you in your face and your nose was broken. Why this story is coming up now and how it's related to me exactly, I'm unclear. But I can tell you what happened, since your memory seems to be a bit foggy all of a sudden. You said or made it seem as though...
Okay, it cuts out. I have it on another blog. But anyway, so after that, the internet pulled up receipts where she admitted that it was another guy that she had got into a physical altercation with. And she even talked about this on Marriage Boot Camp. So a lot of people were like, you know, they started to call her a liar when people started to pull up the receipts. And they were like, you know, you did make it seem like it was Joe. Now, there are some people who listened to what she said and they were like, well, if you listen, she didn't say that it was Joe who broke her nose. But if you also listen, they were asking her specifically about Joe Budden. So if it wasn't if that part was different, she did not make it clear that she was talking about somebody else. I'm going to play what she said one more time, and then I'm going to play the receipts that the internet drug up in this situation. And I'm going to play more of what Joe Budden had to say.
You know, that relationship left me with a fractured rib, a broken nose because somebody was sending him a message. And I used to always say, "Yo, stop beefing out there." "Oh, I'm out there still working." And he hit me on that nose and then pushed me down a flight of stairs. I remember having to talk him out of letting me go that day. I remember having a plan to leave because the reason why he was so upset was because I was already leaving. Looking through my phone and shit, but I had already told him, give me 2 weeks to pack up my things. And he agreed to, and then started looking through my phone. Next thing you know, I got woken up by him dragging me from my ankle. I managed to get up from that floor. I remember having everything in my bag, all the things that I needed to have in that bag, my passport, my birth certificate, you know, the shit I needed. That's all I needed to get some money that I had already had together. You know, that relationship.
Okay. So then people pulled up receipts of them on YouTube talking about this. And this is a video from 10 years ago. And this was when Joe used to like do vlogging and things like that.
Don't mind how my baby looked. She was in a fight with a guy and lost.
I wasn't in a fight with a guy, first of all. Because who says that about his girl? She was in a fight with a guy and lost.
Because you might win.
Didn't do nothing.
No.
What?
That's where you. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No comment.
Listen, no. That's some good. Like when you say no comment. That's. That was a coward. It wasn't even a man. That's all I have to say. Because I was disrespected, I was violated, and then on top of that, because I defend myself, I came and swung and hit my nose.
Suck my. I'm gonna see you. Don't worry about it.
No,
listen.
On.
So listen, this is it. As I ain't turn the camera on to talk about that. No comment.
Thank you.
Listen.
Sorry.
Joe Budden, at Mouse Budden.
Really
come on, nobody. Your nose, it's fine. The smile wasn't the greatest. It might have helped you out.
You want me to help you out?
Don't mind how my baby looked. She was in a fight with a guy and lost.
Okay, and this is her talking about this same situation on Marriage Boot Camp. So she had went on Marriage Boot Camp and she was very distraught about it because, you know, she said that her being hit in the nose, it left her nose to be crooked or whatever. And then I think this one has like a little bit more of what Joe Budden had to say.
I hate my nose. I see a lot of nose.
Why do you hate that, Bucks?
Because I just do it. A couple years ago, a man punched me in the face and it's forever crooked.
Someone broke my nose years ago. I was out and a man just threw this punch and cracked my nose. So ever since then, all I see is nose because it's actually pretty crooked.
I hate my nose. I see a lot of nose.
Why do
you were not clear in how and when and why you got your nose broken. You called me when you got into that physical altercation with that gentleman and he punched you in your face and your nose was broken. Why this story is coming up now and how it's related to me exactly, I'm unclear. But I can tell you what happened since your memory seems to be a bit foggy all of a sudden. I received a phone call. Yo, I'm heading to Sin City after party. We're going to turn it up. You go there, you can get in a situation with a guy, he punches you in the face. I receive a phone call. We're on our outs. I only remember this because I was out cheating at the time. I got a phone call. Yo, I got into some shit at Sin City. I need you. Come here. You were not clear in... We came. I was at the hospital. Were you with me at the hospital? Mm-hmm. There's public record of this. See, and that gets me to some of these bloggers and some of these just reporters that refuse to just authenticate some shit or fact check some shit. This shit is easily searchable. You have been clout/check chasing since our separation. And it pains me to speak this way because my respect for women is too high. I was at the hospital. Were you with me at the hospital?
Okay, so that's just like a little snippet. If you want to hear the whole thing, then you have to listen to it on his podcast. But I want to open up the discussion and talk about this. And I want people to come on. I seen somebody in the chat. They said that, hold up, wait. Somebody said, now when a woman gets beat up by a man, people are going to ask, what did you do for him to get so mad at you? And I don't think that is true. I don't think that's not how I look at it. I just look at it like, what happened? Like, what led up to it? People are going to want to know what led up to a physical assault. That's a physical assault with anybody. Like, if I go and get into a fight with a girl, people are going to wonder what led up to the physical assault. Like, if I'm outside and, you know, I start fighting somebody, if I tell somebody I got into a fight, people are going to wonder what led up to the assault. So I don't think that it's fair to say that, you know, people are going to say like, oh, what did you do? Like, automatically make it the woman's fault, because that's not what I'm saying, and that's not the message that I want to send, because I'm not trying to say that if a man hits you, it's because you did something that deserved it. That's very much not what I'm saying at motherfucking all, period. All I'm saying is I don't like when women who are also the aggressor are not accountable for their actions. This is not a message for a person who is innocent and a guy who has a fucking shit, I don't know, small dick energy. That's what I call it, little dick energy. When a guy got little dick energy and want to put his hands on somebody just because, I'm not talking about that. So we also have to separate the two. We have to separate domestic violence where a man is just beating on a woman, and we have to separate the two to what I'm talking about, where it is a woman who puts her hand on a man and they are equally the aggressor. They're fighting and they're doing all of these things with the man. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So we have to separate the two. There's instances where a woman is in a relationship with a guy and he got little dick energy and he'll, you know, hit the woman for no reason, or, you know, he got his own little childhood, whatever the fuck. I don't even know what to call it, but he on his BS. That's two different things that we're talking about. I'm talking about, I don't like when women are accountable in situations. This ain't for the people who are not accountable and didn't do anything. I'm talking about the women like Tahiry who are accountable. Why is it that society automatically excuses it just because it's a woman? I don't think that should be excused. I don't think that men should be women's punching bags, and I don't think that women should be men's punching bags. I think that people, men and women, should keep their hands to themselves. Now, there was a lot of people in this situation, and I'm going to put the link in the chat for those of you guys who want to chime in on this and tell me what you think about it. Let me know what you guys think about it. But there was a lot of people who questioned the timing of her coming out. Now, if you guys don't know, recently Joe Budden had came forward and said that he was leaving Spotify. So he said that he was leaving Spotify, and when he announced that he was leaving Spotify, you know, I think the Breakfast Club, they also covered it, and Charlemagne pretty much said that, you know, if you keep getting in bad contracts, then it might not be the people, it might be you. Because if you guys remember, when Joe Budden was working at Complex, he had the same type of issue where he, you know, he was having an issue negotiating his contract, and then he came forward and he blasted Complex for his contract. And then now he's doing the same thing again with Spotify, where he feels like, you know, he's being undervalued and he's blasting them yet again, and he's blasting them for their contracts. Well, there were some people who questioned the timing of Tahiry coming forward, because I think people were saying that they were both signed to iHeart. So either they're both on the same something. I don't know if they both are on iHeart or something like that. And people were saying that they were trying to discredit Joe in the midst of him. I don't really know. But you guys tell me what you guys think. I don't know if that's necessarily, you know, the reason. It is kind of questionable, the timing as to like how she's coming out with it now. But you know, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole different thing. So let me get some of you guys on, and you guys tell me what you think. Hey, Bianca, what do you think?
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I don't want to say much, but I don't like how they carrying along this story. I don't like how it all spun out of control. I feel like we have witnessed Tahiry be violent towards several different men. She hit Consequence when Consequence got into the fight with Joe, which didn't have nothing to do with her. She hit Votto for doing the damn challenge that they were supposed to be doing. And then she used to hit Joe. Like, she mushed Joe in the face on the show, all because he had makeup on the pillowcase. So why are we going to keep on letting her go with her behavior? Why is her behavior not being addressed? Everybody demonized Votto for grabbing her up. When, let's be clear, Votto grabbed her by the collar. I'm not saying that's something he should have done, but other men would have did worse to her after being hit in the face with two hard-ass objects, whether or not it was an apple or not. So at some point, she got to take responsibility for the actions she do. It can't be all the men if every situation you get into is the same.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I feel like she definitely has to take accountability. And that's the thing that I don't like. Like me, for instance, I have been, I guess, fortunate to not be a party to domestic violence on the receiving end of it. You know what I'm saying? But I am accountable for my actions as a younger a girl in her early 20s, when I talked about on this channel where I maced a guy and how, you know, he called me out my name and I maced him. But if that would have been a situation to where he would have in turn hit me, he didn't, you know. But if he did, I would not be sitting here like acting as though I didn't have accountability in the damn situation. That's the thing that I don't like, when people don't own up to their accountability and their role in things. Now, again, like, luckily, he didn't hit me. He didn't retaliate. But if he did, I would not be sitting there like, you know, he hit me. You know, like, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Right. I mean, I've been in a domestic violence situation where I was on the receiving end, and I've been in one where I was the aggressor in the moment. Like, example, I found text message in my second son's father's phone from several different females. It was like a gang of bitches. And I'm like, when do he got time for all this? So in the moment of anger, I smacked him with the phone, and I made him read the messages while holding scissors at him. So I can't turn around and then be like, oh, but he slammed me on the couch and he was wrong for slamming me on the couch. I done slapped this man out his sleep with the phone and had scissors at him. Yes, he slammed me on the couch. So I can't play victim because he slammed me on the couch. He may not have punched me, but he still got me up off of him.
Right. That's not funny, but you know, that's the thing. Like, you're right. You can't turn around and play victim after you did something. And from me being younger, I learned that, you know, because as soon as I told my mom what happened, my mom she definitely you know, she scolded me for that, and she let me know, like, you're lucky that he didn't put his hands on you, because, you know, that would have been your thing that you did. Like, you know, keep your hands to yourself. And my mom definitely instilled that in me. And I learned, like, look, I need to keep my hands to myself, and I'm accountable for my actions. I can own up to my actions, but I also know that everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. I need to keep my hands to myself. Men need to keep their hands to themselves, and everybody needs to keep their hands to their goddamn self, period.
Right. We all need to play adults like we are and to learn how to agree to disagree and walk away from the situation. It don't have to always get physical.
Yeah. And a lot of things that I try to tell the younger youth is play fighting. Like, a lot of people, they'll start like play fighting, and they'll be like, you know, passing licks. Play fights turn to real fights. So the whole play fighting thing, you know, and I just advise you to the listeners as well. The play fighting shit, you can't be doing it. Like, don't be play fighting. That's out, because play fights lead to real fights. But
right, and that's been the thing all the time when they want to wrestle, and then one of them get the best of each other, and that's that, you know, they done got into a real fight.
Right.
But and then being a woman who also has 2 sons herself, I teach my sons that they don't put hands on girls, period. But that don't mean that mama won't. So if, say for instance, my son had been bottled, I'd have been up there at that damn boot camp house.
Right.
So then she would have had to deal with the mama instead of the son. So then you would have played victim because I came up there to jump on you because you hit my son with 2 hard apples that could have injured him. Like, let's be clear, apples are not soft. It ain't like she hit him with a marshmallow.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she needs to stop running around trying to play this whole victim card. She working my last nerve with that. Like, you are not a victim, honey. It is exactly what Tammy said it was when she reacted to it. You got into a fight and you lost, period. You got the short end of the stick. You started it, and you didn't make sure that you was madder than that man was going to be in the end.
Right. Let me read this, and then I'm going to go to the next person.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. So Coco Nicole says, let's not act like there are not abusive men out here that violate women with no provocation. I get what is being said, but let's also acknowledge that some men do it for no reason. And Coco, you must have just came on because I definitely said that there are situations where men are unprovoked and they hit women. But I also said that we need to distinguish the two. There are those instances where they hit women that goes unprovoked, but that is not what we're talking about. So what we're talking about is women who are aggressive, abusive, and then play victim and are not accountable in their roles. So yes, there are situations that men hit women unprovoked, just like there are situations where women hit men unprovoked just because they mad, or like the last caller said, she's seen a text message and want to pop them upside the head. It goes both ways. So the message that I said to that is everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. I'm a person who I learned that I need to keep it to myself. Period. Everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. But what we're talking about is the women who are not accountable and how society does not hold women accountable. Period. Period. All right, blank, blank.
Oh, my bad. What the hell I was gonna say? I just think that she thought all the girls was gonna be on her side. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. You know, she knew that all the ladies weren't gonna be on her side. She wouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? She thought all the ladies were gonna gang up and bash him and stuff like that. So she thought the ladies was gonna stick to the sisterhood code. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out. But that's all I wanted to say. And I was trying to see before I get up out of here, if you can blow me a kiss. I'm just kidding.
Wanda, hello.
Hey, Neek.
Hey, what's your thoughts?
Hey. My thoughts are like, okay, my comments are about the play fighting. Like, I get what you're saying because me and my husband, we've been married for 12 years, been together for 13 years, and we learned early on that we can't play fight because if I hit him and he's not expecting it, he got a reflex. You know what I'm saying? Not to hit
Yeah.
me, but it's just your instinct that when somebody hits you off guard, that you got an instinct. You get what I'm saying? So we learned that way early on. Like we can't play fight because if I get the best of you, or if I hit you
Yeah,
hard enough, you
that.
can't control that reflex. You get what I'm saying? So like you said, everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves because in the end, we already outpowered, out the muscled. I mean, they're
Yeah,
just
they're
stronger than
stronger
we
than
are.
us. Period.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So in the
Only time
end,
I want you to overpower me, baby, is in the bedroom.
okay. Okay. You be bad. You be bad.
But yeah, you know they.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. You so silly. But that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say, the play fighting thing, we have to realize that, men have reflexes. I saw the girl that was on like the subway somewhere and she smacked the dude and he slapped the out of her and she went flying because you don't just walk up and slap no grown ass man and then expect him to be like, oh, you a woman, so I'm not gonna hit you. You don't know that man's personality, character, or nothing. So if you get that energy, you just gotta expect it back.
Right. Monique says, I like play fight. Wait. Monique says, I like play fighting with my man. You just got to keep it light and try not to be a professional boxer. No, I don't advise nobody to play fight with their man. I mean, if that's what y'all do, cool. But I don't advise any couple to do the play fighting thing. It just doesn't end well in a lot of cases. You start with the pillow fights. You think it's cute. Then somebody hits you too hard. Then you mad. Just no fighting, no play fighting, period. I don't advise it. But if that's what works for y'all, then hey, kudos to you. LaWanda, is there anything else you wanted to add?
All right, Bruce. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Jocelyn says, Neek, agree with what you're saying. Everyone should keep their hands to themselves and no play fighting. Love your video. Now I'm out. Okay, girl. Well, all right. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I just don't like the message that society is sending because oftentimes with this whole, Black women are unprotected narrative that's going around, a lot of times it eliminates accountability on our behalf when sometimes we are accountable in situations. And Tahiry is one of those people who has accountability that cannot be erased. Now, again, there are situations where there is domestic violence and it is unprovoked and the guy given little dick energy and he's, very much out of line and just, has his own little mental issues that he got to deal with or whatever. But I'm just specifically talking about us and accountability and things. I've always been able to hold myself accountable for my actions and my role in situations. And I just wish that it was more people who were able to hold themselves accountable and realize that, I'm wrong, you wrong, we both wrong, and we need to correct it to be better. We need to keep our hands to ourselves. We don't need to be play fighting. We don't need to be doing none of that. But I want to know what you guys think in the chat about this situation overall. Do you guys like the In Case You Care news combined with the celebrity main topic of discussion? I think I might come back and do another live, but I think I'm going to then go over YouTube tea. I'm going to get back into covering like YouTubers and YouTube drama and things like that. So I might come back live and do like specific to like YouTuber type things. I ain't gonna read that, but thanks for the $2. Thanks for the $2, Mr. Granger. hey, I mean, if y'all see the chat, y'all see what he said. But somebody said, I've been married for 5 years. Is there anybody else who wanted to chime on before I go? If not, then I'll end the live. Chastity says, I've been married for 5 years and my husband and I always play fight, but we know not to get outrageous. He knows his strength, but he's very soft playing with me. I mean, if that's what works for y'all, if that's something that y'all do, then hey, that's cool. But I don't advise play fighting. I don't. Beyond Bless says men should start pressing charges. Let's see. She states it, and do you wait? What? Okay, maybe she's referring to something else. Trina Dean says, I never in my life been hit by a man. Me neither. I never have. I have been fortunate, but I know that I have done things to where it could have turned out to be not so, like that. But I learned very quickly that I need to be accountable and I need to not be putting my hands on people or whatever. Joe been saying for 6 months that he was going to air Spotify out. This is not a surprise. Let's see. Did I miss any others? Black Beauty says, I feel like play fighting is a way to size someone up like a snake. I'm too fragile for all that. Sly says, there's no consequence for a woman doing anything to a man. Let's see. Adrian Wood says, this was obviously a money grab for Tahiry. If she wants to make money, she should document her anger management on TV. She could actually help other women. Curly Lock says, Tahiry, if you ever have a son, he's going to get hit by his woman and he's going to defend himself and he's going to jail. Now he's going to jail. Lorax says, I'm not play fighting with nobody because if I get popped in the eye, we're never going to speak again. I play fight with my man. We don't hit each other hard. That's weird. I was drunk last weekend, touched my dude in the eye. When I sobered up the next day, I feel so bad. I told him, thank you for not hitting me back. All right. So wait, let me see. What was the next one? I don't know. But all right, so that's that on that. Ebony says both men and women have issues with being physically and emotional abusive. You can't just see one sex not doing it and not the other. Both need to be held accountable. Joe went to therapy to try to work through his issues. Tahiri needs to put in the work and do the same. Right. All right. So that's all for that. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm going to be filming some more videos, get them out the way, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. My website is going down the screen. I will have a Labor Day sale that I will be posting very soon. So definitely look out for the Labor Day sale that I will have, and shop with me on neekatnight.com, spelled just like my channel. And be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and your notification bell so you're notified when I post another video. Now I gotta go wake my baby up so she could get ready for distance learning. And I gotta tackle the whole pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. How many times do y'all tell y'all kids to pay attention during this distance learning, boy? Ooh, I don't know how many times I got to keep walking back by her room door, like, pay attention. Y'all let me know how many times y'all got to tell y'all kids to pay attention. And if you didn't already, comment down below where you're tuning in from. Peace.